Yeah, I would love to get in there and check out the rain gauge at Grandma's house, but I'm not so sure it'd be a good idea for me to drive through that. So we'll wait. Good morning. Just dropped the kids off at school and gonna go drive around and look at all the farms that I can get to. We left to go to church last night, and it had kind of been raining, and drove by one place and it looked like there was water standing in the field, so got a decent rain, and then while we were at church it just dumped, and a real thin strip, and I'll try to show a picture here, but that strip was like right over all of our stuff, and at the most it showed on their field view that maybe 4 inches, over 4 inches, and then at like the least like 2 to 3 inches. So man, we obviously need the rain, we'll take it, but coming that fast, I'm sure. Remember all those gullies that we were fixing that we wanted a slow soaking rain so that dirt could settle? Well, this probably washed out a lot of that, but that's what you get when you get a lot of water really fast. So going to check on all that, and we'll see what it looks like. Here's the turn into my grandma's road. You can see there's a black line over there where the water was last night, water level was. So this was all just completely underwater, this entrance to her road. So let's go see what the damage is down here. Okay, so this road's pretty notorious. It's got ditches on both sides that are pretty deep, and the water just runs. And you know, it's 8 a.m. right now, and this rain came through between like 4 and 6:30 p.m. yesterday, and it's still just a river on both sides. What I'm afraid happened, and I know probably did, is that some of this broke into our fields up here, and we'll have more water standing than we should. So okay, so here went across the road, and also you can see where it's really dark in the ditch. There's a line. The water was up a lot higher even last night, but water definitely broke across right here. And Dad was actually coming home from his community group through this way last night, so this was kind of iffy. Lots of water. Here's the first field. You definitely see water standing in there. I don't see that it's broken into the field here yet, but man, it's just right on the edge here, so I'd be surprised if it didn't run in somewhere along the turn row here. Here's an example of a wash that we had fixed and is now back. So I'm not sure where that came. I guess, yeah, you can see it broke in the field right here. Water broke in from the ditch and just ran into the field. And this is the road that goes to our barn. It is a river. Man, it flat put down some water last night. It's a neighbor of ours. I don't know if I've ever seen this corner, literally a lake. I mean, you can't see the ground anywhere on this little farm here on the corner. Wow. Dad said last night this intersection was completely underwater, which obviously you can tell from the debris. I've never seen it over the road here, but just up there, a buddy of mine, his father-in-law's barn, his field view said 4.9 inches. And so at an angle back from there back this way, kind of towards the camera, is where that line went. From there to kind of through my grandma's house in the barn, and then just to the north of my parents. So my parents didn't get the heavy 5 inches, but they still got the 3 inches. So, and it is just a terrific amount of water. Okay, here's a couple phrases for you about this rain. I've heard these called Gully Washer. We got a Gully Washer last night, or a turd floater. So got us a turd floater last night. do with those what you wish. Came over here, your dad's house, and we did a lot of scraping up this way in the field. And on the field view, well, he said at his house he actually got 3.1 is what it said last night. So definitely didn't rain as much here as it did over near the barn. But hopefully that scraping we did, it held and didn't wash it out. I'm not sure. We won't know until we get up there. But definitely, you can tell not as wet here as over there. But still, 3 inches, we'll take it. All right, same drill as last time we got a good rain over here. I gotta kind of go the long way. Let's see what we got. That's a heavy gauge. What about 3.2, I guess I would say. Pretty good. Okay, here we go. Last one I could check. Let's see. I think I'll go around. So I think I told you, Dad said 3.1 at his house. The farm just east of that said 3.2. This is our furthest east farm. And it says right at 3 inches. So it's good. Farthest east, 3, then 3.2. Keep going west, 3.1 at Dad's house. Grandma's, don't know, won't be able to get there for till maybe this afternoon, but probably more like 4 at least over there, 3.5 to 4. And then there's one farm we have the furthest west. It was right on the very edge of the big rain. It maybe, the field view says 6/10, so somewhere around a 1/2 inch over there. But it's always drier in Stonewall County. Just happens that way. But and a good rain. Definitely can tell the difference. This road where my parents live handles the water way better. There's different outlets for it, and but the road, my grandma's road, that always is notorious. People in high school had tubed down those ditches because that water just rolls like it is right now. And there's kind of a high spot on that road, and so the water backs up towards us, and then if it can't run fast enough, it'll break into our field like I showed you back before. So well, the joys of water, we need it and we have to have it, and we can't control how much we get, so we'll be thankful for what we get. But sometimes water can do lots of damage. Water also does lots of good. So it's the give and take, but thankful to the Lord for what we received, and we will make the best of it. Our last field to check, came out here to Old Glory, our furthest west farm, and I called the neighbor just right here. He said we have 5/10. The reason I can't trust this gauge, which says 4/10, let me see if I can show you here. Right in there. I don't know if you see that or not, but there you can see the reflection. There's a crack, and I'm leaking water out of there. So got a new one. Gonna put that up so that we can actually know how much we got. There we go. All done. Going around checking this one field that gets muddy down the road, and hadn't been down to look at this wheat. Got about between an inch and 2 inches. That road was pretty rough. Showed an inch today. Today's Monday. That rain came Wednesday night, so it probably was 1.5 inches or so, has evaporated. But I just wanted to show you this wheat looking good, healthy, big. Definitely far ahead of the rest of our stuff. Yeah. So proud of that. Hope that keep getting the rain we need, and this will put on a lot of grain, and we can make a really good crop here. That would be awesome. Another thing, Emily said this week, she said, I think my favorite color is wheat green. I think I would agree. That's a really good color. It's really nice seeing a good, well-fed, well-rained on wheat field. That is a really pretty green color. All right, I'm driving over here next to Grandma's house where we got the 5 inches. I wanted to show you what 5 inches of water coming down in a very short period can do. So nothing profound, but there is some water standing in this terrace. We had those terraces reworked last year, so they're standing some water there. But up in the field, back up there is where we did a bunch of scraping. There's a waterway, and if you just look, there are basically everywhere you see kind of a change in color, that's where water ran, and that's right where we scraped. So I think I don't know, we'll have to go out there when it dries with the four-wheeler and see how bad it was or is, and if we need to do all that scraping again, or if we can plow across it and kind of fill them in. But yeah, that's what it did right here. Here's where the water broke in from the ditch. You can see it just kind of washed in, and not too bad right there. Here's another one right here. The problem is with this ditch, you saw it handles a ton of water, and there's a spot down to the left of the video where it kind of has a high spot and the water can't run until it gets over that high spot, and so it backs up here into our field. But yeah, back in there you can see, hopefully you can see more and more washes, and this was the biggest one. All right, here's the one I couldn't see from the road. Dad asked, did it break over the berm getting into the barn? I said, oh, for the picture I didn't think so. Well, it did. So that'll be fun. There was always a low spot there, but now there's a washout, and all our gravel got washed down there, so definitely need to fix that up. Back there is the barn, and lots of water runs down this ditch, and it has to make this corner here. And one of the scary things is this little spot right here, that water running around is starting to erode that into the road a little bit, and so we don't want that to happen. This is a good road, but you can just see there's just a tremendous amount of water running through there, and it's just that road should not look like that. And here's some more we scraped. Washed out worse than it was before. Scraped this whole length right here, so I'm sure it ran out of the field at every spot that it could. Here's another thing that happens. It breaks in the field back there, runs across our field instead of into the ditch. We tried to raise this berm up right here further back, and it still broke through, runs across our field, fills this up because the ditch can't handle it. Our field, I mean, you can see there's just debris and trash all in there. And then it can't fit through that culvert, breaks across the road and finds its way across the other ditch. So need to get these ditches dug out a little more. May need to raise a berm on our side a little bit. Try to keep the water out of the field and running down the ditch. So the lesson here is water's good. The wheat looks really good after the rain, and we're thankful for that. We cannot control how much we get, how fast it comes down, where it goes. We control nothing of that, and so we'll take the rain. We're thankful for it, and now we've got to adjust and try to fix as best we can the problems that the water created, and but also the water does create lots of good things, and we're thankful for that. Okay, I got a couple things here that I've trying to figure this out. So I'm wanting to get a hose reel for my truck air hose because I don't like it. I just have it rolled up on the side, and then I get tired of doing that, and so now it sits in the back of my truck like this. So I found this hose reel on good sale, and so I'm going to put it somewhere. Where to put it? That's the question. I don't want to. Thought first we could find a way to attach it to the compressor somehow, but I saw this little deal, a stake bed adapter, and I was looking for something like this. I finally came across it, and so I'll go in here like this. I'm going to cut this down a little bit so it sits a little flatter, so a little lower, and then I think I can mount my air hose reel on top of that. And so that's what I'm going to try to do here. I think I can adjust this arm so that this will not be on the top. It'll be kind of in the front when I pull the hose out. That'll make more sense. So kind of piddling on that. Got to do a couple modifications here. And then there was an estate sale in town, and I came across pretty cool finds here. 4 foot long pipe wrench, 2 of them, and a 3-footer right there. So do I need them right now? No. Could I need them someday? Yes. Were they a good deal? Yes. So I bought them, and I'll be thankful I have them when I do need them. We do have a pipe wrench that Dad has welded a long cheater bar onto it, but the pipe wrench itself is not as big. It's a longer reach than those even, but there's been some times where it could have been helpful in the last year or two to have some of those. All right, here's the finished product. I don't know, you tell me. It's a little goofy. My compressor's higher because of my toolbox system, so it doesn't add much height, but definitely does stick up. It's gonna be awesome not have a hose getting kinked on me. Now the issue that I could see is just this while I'm driving. This one was a single arm. This one had really good reviews. Maybe should have looked for one that had a double arm. So we'll see how this goes. But it's not wobbling down here. Like, that's a sturdy connection. No issues down there. It'd just be that it's not supported on both sides. So I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, I did forget to tell you, I was about to leave. You probably saw it. It's not connected, I know that. I had this quick coupler in the right size. I have the hose, the lead hose, and it's a 3/8 threads here. I have that, but I'd like to do the male quick coupler so I can take this on and off if I need to, and I don't. The hose is 3/8 and all I have is 1/4 inch, so I'm gonna have to get another male piece that'll connect into that. I have that, and then I'll be good to go. So I guess I'll keep my other hose here for the time being. I can get to 100 feet if I need to, but you probably saw it. I have it, I just don't have the right piece for over there.